The Ultimate Journey. Episode 35. Hi, and welcome to The Ultimate Journey, Awakening to Spirit podcast. I'm your host, Frank DeGenova. This episode is called An Intro to Subliminals and to help you with anxiety and depression. In episode 33, I spoke about the solfeggio frequencies and their properties. In this episode, I'll be talking about subliminals and frequencies as well. Well, I have a gift for you, and I'm really excited to share this with you. And I've been doing some research and experimentation. Now, before I get into speaking about the technology behind subliminals and all that, I'd like to address the kind of subtopic that we're talking about is anxiety and depression. And I truly believe that these are the same thing, but on opposite sides of the timeline scale. And the reason why I say that is because depression is living from and being associated with memories and feelings from the past. And anxiety is the opposite. It's worrying about what's happening in the future or potential threats that have not happened or actually may be happening. So we have the past, the present tense, and the future. So you go to one extreme, you have the depression, and then you go into the far extreme of the future, you may experience anxiety, and then somewhere in between. So I've created some subliminals that you will be able to download that will offer suggestions to your subconscious mind that will help manage these memories and triggers and reactions that you may have. When we are younger, we are open to suggestions. And by the time we become about 8 years old, we develop a critical faculty where we challenge new information coming in. So we're basically formed from 0 to 7. I've said this a few times, many times, and I'm repeating it here just for the sake of understanding how it all works. So when we develop this critical mind or the ego or whatever you want to call it, that it's going to be, it's almost like a gatekeeper. And that's why when you're young, you can learn crazy stuff in a crazy amount of time. And when we get older, we can't even remember anything. We just, we keep needing things to be repeated and it still doesn't stick. So basically what subliminals do and are signals and messages and suggestions that will bypass the critical conscious mind and embed themselves in the subconscious. Now, if you've ever heard of subliminal messages in movies and in songs and all that, you can understand this. You may grasp it and understand it, but maybe not believe it. I mean, I remember when I was growing up, I was it was told that if you spin records backwards, there'll be some subliminal messages or satanic messages. And that's funny because some people thought it was a ploy for the record companies to, and the turntable companies to damage the records and screw up your needle so you buy more albums and needle replacements. So I think that was a brilliant marketing scheme. Then you have, when you watch Disney movies or when you see posters, you'll see like sex in the clouds or kind of different suggestions. Basically, it's I think it's called an absolute threshold level, where basically information can bypass the consciousness. I think it's called ATL for short. Advertisers are crazy about the subliminal messages and subtleties in their ads, to lower kind of resistance to purchasing their products. You can go online and research all this, and it's pretty amazing. And I told you that I've been experimenting with this, and I have developed a subliminal tape with certain techniques that I have tested on unwilling subjects. No, we're very willing subjects, and on myself. So I didn't want to share this with you until I, shit tested them myself. And I would never share anything with you if I didn't believe in it. So again, I created 2 different types of recordings for you to listen to, and they are in different formats. And I'll explain what that means. So one recording, you need headphones, and the other recording, you can just listen without headphones. They basically send signals to your brain to balance the hemispheres and to make them resonant. And we have brain waves, and I'll get into that into a different podcast. So one works with calibrating the different hemispheres. You need that with the headphones. And then the other one is just works on, it doesn't matter what direction the signals come from, as long as they're in a clear audible transmission. So yeah, and also they are in MP3 files that you can listen to. That's the only way I can upload to this podcast hosting site. And there is an inherent flaw with that, potentially, allegedly. So MP3 compresses the sound so you hear what you need to hear. Now, the subliminals mean that your conscious mind won't hear them, but your consciousness will. Because I don't know if you knew this, but your subconscious mind can, I don't know what the numbers are, Jesus. So everybody has this different statistics, but just to keep it simple, and I've heard this more often than not, the subconscious can take in 40 million bits of information per second. And the conscious mind can only take 20 bits per second. Not 20, but 20 million. So the subconscious mind is like, I don't know, a million times more powerful than the conscious mind. And it's interesting because the conscious mind can only take in so much information, but it gets in there. Let's just say that you're in a room full of people and you look in all their faces and you pan from left and right. Your conscious mind will pick it up and it will get through, but your subconscious mind will take and record everything. But your conscious mind can only focus on one thing at a time. And I can make a sexist joke here where the guys can only focus on one thing or multitask, and they can't multitask, but women can do many things. So, and you know what? There's some truth to that in a biological way or wiring, but that's again another podcast. Now, the subconscious mind has the capacity to do the filing and the balancing the books. It does it when you're sleeping. That's why you can have some crazy dreams, because it's just got to file it all in and make sense. But anyway, so reason why I mentioned the MP3 that this format is in is that because it's compressed, some believe that the subliminals won't get through. Now, there's a big argument about that. And I'm going to, obviously, because I can't do another file, which the better one is the waveform, which it has a truer sound and has all the more information in it. I'm going to offer you two subliminals here to address anxiety and depression, because we're all, not all of us, but many of us are full of anxiety and depression, especially during some crazy times that we're going through. And we need something to decompress. So I developed these as a gift to you and for you. So it will address it's a suggestions for your subconscious to tell your body to relax and to let go. So, but I have another option here. I'm going to put the link in the description where you can go and download from my website free these two formats in the full wave file. So you can get the full benefit of it either way. All you have to do is just throw your name in the box and an email, and where I can send the stuff, the link, and just go and you'll get an instruction of how to do it. Then you can download it on your phone and listen to it whenever you want. But disclaimer here, do not listen to it when you're driving, especially when you're driving and or operating heavy machinery or whatever, however that saying goes. And also, this is not a medical solution. I don't offer any medical advice. If you have any mental health challenges, please go seek some professional help. Those specialists that specialize in that, doctors and whatever. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. You can listen to this podcast, and it may be all you need, so you don't have to download the WAV files. So I have the two formats. Is going to be one that you can listen to as you're doing stuff and in the background, and then also headphones. Now, when you get to the link, you're gonna see a headphone icon. You hit on that for that, and then you just hit the speaker for the speaker one. Or you could do both. I suggest you do both for that. The reason why I suggest you do not drive or do anything kind of that you need your thinking faculties, because these tones and pulses put your brain in a state where the brain waves mimic sleep and dreaming. So our conscious mind is out to lunch. Actually, it's not out to lunch, it's sleeping. But our subconscious mind never goes to sleep, so it is more open to suggestions. Now, I want to assure you with 100% authenticity and integrity and transparency that there are no negative commands whatsoever in the affirmations that I share with you. They're all positive and they all come from the heart. And if you don't feel right about this, then please don't listen. Just as a side note, if the subconscious does get negative affirmations, your body will let your consciousness know and you can veto that. So it's not a big deal. You have to agree with it. There's no risk, so it's safe. I want to share something really funny when developing this subliminal for you is I thought nature sounds would be nice to calm you down. And I mean, I'm fine with it, but I'm just showing some people close to me how they felt around these sounds. And they didn't like it because, I like birds most of the time, but my original recording had birds chirping beautifully in the background. And I can honestly say that at some times, birds are very annoying, especially when you're trying to do something and it sounds like they're just tormenting you on purpose. They're just repeating that same cheep just to drive you nuts. One test subject actually confided in me saying that when a bird chirps and mocks them, they feel like they're mocking them, they want to shoot them. And so I had to reassess and rethink about using birds as a background. So I changed it to something more pleasant. So I feel much better with this bass track that you'll hear. Now, just a few instructions about when you're listening to subliminals. Some people may get some headaches, maybe not. But the most important thing to do is to drink water because apparently it dehydrates you. When your brain does these things, you need more water. And it's been said that they work better when the body's hydrated. So that, and don't listen to them too often. I mean, I think this is 6 minutes each, I believe, if I remember. You can listen to them 3 times in a row or a few times in the morning or once in the morning, once at night. But just pay attention to how your body feels. I've been told from the people that have listened to it that they feel an instant sense of calm, that their thought patterns change, that they feel different. And so pay attention to how your body and, your thinking, your brain reacts to this. And, pull back. If it feels weird, pull back, take a break, don't do it. And please let me know in the comments if you feel less depressed and less anxiety and you have more balance and peace in your life and in your everyday goings on. So I'd love to hear from you. So please comment, and share. If you love them, just share them to a friend. Just hit the link and copy and just share it out. And then again, you have the option of downloading the full WAV file. That is, I feel it's a little bit more potent. Oh, and I forgot to say that I've customized these with solfeggio frequencies. So they could be done without them and just the brainwave enhancers, but I chose to put in some solfeggio frequencies from episode 33. And I've also developed a deepener, so it will help ground you. So yeah, I've done a lot of work on this and I'm so happy to share this with you. So sit back, find a comfortable place, not driving, and put your headphones in if you can. Otherwise, you listen to the second recording. So the first recording, I just whistled there. The first recording, you use your headphones, and then there's going to be a pause, and then it's going to go straight into the second one, where you can just put it on a speaker, a USB or a Bluetooth speaker, or wherever in your on your phone. Okay, so sit back, relax, and decompress, and help alleviate your anxiety and depression. Oh, and another last note too is this. You might not feel anything and your consciousness might say, oh, I don't hear anything, so it's not working. This is normal, and so don't worry about it. But the audible level is for your subconscious, not your conscious. So sit back and relax. Here we go. Okay, welcome back. I trust that you enjoyed that. And please let me know in the comments how you felt. And remember, there's going to be a link in the descriptions of this podcast for the full WAV file that you can download and keep on your device. Or you could just keep playing this podcast. Again, it's an MP3. And a lot of people find that MP3s are enough. So no pressure, no obligations. So I want to say thank you for listening, like really listening. I didn't just talk to your conscious mind, I spoke to your subconscious mind. If you want to go directly to my website, theultimatejourneyawakeningtospirit.com, you'll see a pop-up there. And you could just fill in your info and go straight there. So you don't have to use a link here. So great. Again, thank you for listening to the Ultimate Journey Awakening to Spirit podcast. I'm your host, Frank DeGenova. Thank you for listening to the Ultimate Journey Awakening to Spirit podcast. Join me again next time for more spiritual talk. You can reach me at info@theultimatejourneyawakeningtospirit.com. And you can also visit my website, theultimatejourneyawakeningtospirit.com. Until next time, walk in love and in gratitude.